Hey everyone, Robbie here from Lost My Mind Found Cars. Today I'm joined by my trusty sidekick Ducky. I thought today I'd just do a little bit of video about my car and really the idea behind why I started this channel, what the purpose or the goal, for lack of a better term, is what I'd like to do with this channel and what I'm trying to achieve with it, or what I'm trying to put out there. So I'll give you a look at the car first and give you a bit of a rundown of it, and then have a chat about the channel itself and a little bit of my background, I guess, and the reasons behind I'm trying to do what I'm doing. This is my 1977 HX Kingswood station wagon. It's running a 253 V8, which is a matching numbers engine. Incredibly slow, very little power. Sounds good, but that's about it. But I do like the motor for now. It won't stay that way forever. I do plan on going an LS and probably turbo LS down the line, but I do also enjoy being married, so I'll take my time with that one. It's got a little bit of rust in it that's going to be cut out in the coming weeks. It is fairly standard, lowered suspension. Steering has just been redone, sway bars and things like that, so it really does drive nicely. Interior is pretty stock. There's my little sidekick Ducky, who loves going for a cruise in the car, which is a beautiful thing. As I said, interior is pretty stock, for the most part a stock car, but it is something that I absolutely love. It brings me a lot of joy just jumping in and going for a cruise. It's original colour, not original paint. The paintwork is pretty rough, and that'll be done in the future as well, but for where it is now, it's something I absolutely love. So that was my car. I love it. It's not by any means a show car at all, but it really does provide me with a lot of joy in life. And cars have been a big factor in mental health for me. My own personal experiences with mental health. I guess my passion for cars started when I was a kid, at about the age of 10 or 11. I had a couple of mates that were into it, and we really connected and started talking about cars and started buying car magazines, and that really sparked that passion for me. As a very little kid, I was always interested in toy cars and things like that, but I didn't really have a great deal of knowledge around it. But then I started studying cars, and as I said, throwing myself into car magazines, and that passion really developed. And what I found as I got older in life, it got to be a bit of a stronger passion for me. And when I was a kid, unfortunately, my mum got diagnosed with cancer when I was about 11 or 12, and then she passed away when I was 15. And what I actually found, I had unfortunately a couple of bad coping habits that weren't great for me. To be honest, I was filled with rage, and I didn't really know what to do with that emotion of rage. You know, just had sadness flowing through me, and I didn't know how to get it out. And as I said, I had a couple of negative ways of doing it, but cars were always a bit of a, for lack of a better term, a bit of a safe place for me. I didn't have any money, obviously, to buy a car. I didn't even have my license at that stage in life. But car magazines, I spent so many hours looking through those things, daydreaming about cars I wanted to have, daydreaming about driving these cars. I had a massive love in those days of rotaries, VL Calais, and still love those to this day, both rotaries and VLs. But I used to just sit there and daydream and think what I was going to do to a car when I bought one, what I'd do to cars when I saw them on the street, and it really was a wonderful escape for me. And as I said, I had some mates who were right into the same thing, so it really was a nice piece of connection for me and an escape from my reality, because my reality for the most part in those years was very much chaos. And as I got older, I was lucky enough to start earning money when we, as everyone does, starting to get a job and things like that, and I was able to put some money into some cars that I really loved having, and that connection just continued to grow. Got to spend time with some great friends. I was never particularly mechanical by any means, but I'd take my car places to have things done. I'd hang out and meet new people. It really was a beautiful part of life. And over the years, I've made plenty of mistakes in life, and chaos didn't tend to end, and the internal chaos and external chaos I created at different stages in life. But the one thing that was always consistent for me was cars. And you know, as bad as things got in my head, as bad as things got in life, and I didn't know what to do, and it was just sort of chaotic, cars were always that one passion that I could have, that I could return to. It's a wonderful thing for me, and it really has connected me and put me in a better place. And now, thankfully, Cars don't have to be an escape. I don't have anything in life really at the moment in life that I'm trying to escape from. I really do love life, and cars have just been a wonderful part of that. Cars have become a real moment of peace. I love jumping in the car. I've got two beautiful little stepsons, 12 and 9 years old, and they're starting to show an interest in cars and coming to shows with me, and hopefully the Kingswood will become theirs. Well, not hopefully, it definitely will become theirs. And you know, it's something that I love to do with them. It's a way of connection, and you know, as I said, it's not so much an escape for me anymore, because I very much do love life. It is just a beautiful part of life, and they do provide me with peace. But really, I guess my idea for the channel is, I know a lot of other people share that connection and share that passion. I work in mental health with a wonderful company, Mental Health Movement. And what I love about my job, we work in suicide prevention, we run workshops and all sorts of things. And one of the main things, probably the thing I love most about my line of work, is I get to hear people's stories all the time. And what I always find in those stories is humans are incredibly resilient. And I'm very much blessed to hear some of those stories where people share the things they've overcome or the things they've been through. And often they tie those things in with their hobbies. And for me, cars have been that. I've met people along the way who share that cars have been things where they've been able to connect with family members, connect with friends. I've gone through horrible times. I've spoken to people who've lost loved ones, and they've been able to spend time working on their cars, or their cars has been that thing, or their car, sorry, has been that thing that when things are hard, they just jump in and go for a drive, and it does give them that peace. It does give them that connection. So I really want to share those stories. I know there's plenty of people out there with them. Also, from a selfish standpoint, I want to see cool cars. I love it. I love sharing cool cars. I love taking videos of them. Not a great photographer by any means, but I really do enjoy that side of things. So I want to share that with as many people as possible. I hope the videos I've already made, I've absolutely loved to date. The ones that I have had, I've heard some amazing stories, spoken to some beautiful people, seen some really cool cars through that, and I hope you guys have had the chance to watch those and possibly been inspired by those things. I hope future episodes with future people can do the same thing. It just shown that, look, we're going to go through hard times. That's the reality of life. There's not a human on earth who isn't going to go through struggle, who isn't going to go through hardship, but we're not stuck. We can have these things, and a car's not going to fix relationship problems for the most part. It's not going to change financial situations. It's not going to solve all your problems by any means, but sometimes cars are the things that just keep us going. That passion is the thing that just keeps the fire going when life does get hard, which it inevitably is going to do. And they're the stories I really love to share. So I really appreciate anyone who's watching this, and you know, if you've got a story that you love to share around your car, or if you know someone that you think might be great for the channel, please reach out. You know, DM, I think you can comment, or I can leave a comment and I can contact you via email or whatever. I'd love to hear those stories. But thanks very much for watching. I really do hope you get something out of it. Most importantly, I hope you love looking at the cool cars as much as I do. But thanks everyone, I really appreciate your time.